This week is all about dazzling conversations. But first I want to start off with a story. So one of my greatest experiences can be summed up in 2 words. Arthur Murray. Now, I've always loved to dance. And in my youth, I spent years performing in musicals just so I could dance around the stage. And as I got older, dancing at weddings were the highlight of my summers. There was only one problem. I was never really taught to dance. And beside some stage direction on a theater set or dancing the high school sway, at weddings, I didn't really know much else. I would just sway side to side, do a couple awkward spins and push my hips out to the music. And no one ever really asked me to dance. So I would love when the DJs would play YMCA or the Electric Slide just so I could get back out there on that dance floor. But one glorious fall day, I walked into an Arthur Murray dance studio because a friend of mine told me that they were hiring dance instructors and that they were going to train whoever they hired. And boy, did I see this as an opportunity. Now, although I never had formal dance training, I did have theater training, and I'd already been presenting professionally for several years. So I thought, hey, I'll give it a try. And I was hired on the spot. Now, what came next was life-defining. Social dancing blew my mind. I mean, all my life I had an inkling of what I'd been missing out, but really, I had no idea. That slow, monotonous high school sway that I used to do didn't even come close to comparing to the exhilarating dips or the turns of the salsa, the honed elegance and grace of a beautiful waltz, foot placement, body movement, posture, rhythm, timing, technique. I was awake and my eyes were open and I felt so much joy. Well, this is exactly how it works when we're in conversations. For most of our lives, we do our conversations in the high school sway. Our conversations aren't memorable because they aren't stimulating, nor are they exciting. This is small talk. Small talk has no peaks or valleys, nothing interesting nor remarkable. We barely remember the name of the person we talked to, let alone remember what we talked about. I want to move you from small talk to dazzling conversations. Conversations are like social dancing. You meet your partner, you start with anticipation and dance through the conversation, laughing, in sync with whomever you're talking to, and being present, hitting the marks. I mean, conversations get better and better. And whomever you're talking with experiences this with you, and they remember what it felt like to be with you in a conversation. I want this for you. So now, moving away from small talk, it's going to require some effort on your part. It means doing things differently than you might be used to, and getting rid of boring old scripts such as, hi, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? Scripts. Social dancing requires paying attention to your partner, timing, technique. So do dazzling conversations. The reasons we don't like to dance are the same reasons we get nervous entering into conversations with new people. We meet someone and we think, will they like me? Do I like them? Will they judge me? What should I say? How do I make a connection? Will I bore them? How do I end this? Right? We're trying to figure out little things like this the whole time that we're in an interaction. Now, the best dancing and the best conversations, they have specific jolts of energy and excitement. These moments are sparks. Dazzling conversations have tons of sparks, lots of little bursts of pleasure that we remember. Have you ever had a great conversation with someone? Afterwards, did you savor it, replaying all of the high points, rolling around the humorous moments again and again in your head? This is because conversational sparks make us feel good. In the brain, sparks are marked by dopamine. Now, dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is released in the amygdala when we feel pleasure. When we get caught off guard by something, or we feel delightful, or something was unexpected, trying a new food that is, oh my God, delicious, dopamine floods our brains. Think about the joy you get when you receive a compliment on that something that you did that required effort or vulnerability, or when you put something new out into the world. That feeling of excitement is pure dopamine. And the interesting thing to know about dopamine is that it creates memory markers. In other words, being memorable boils down to inducing chemical pleasure. When you produce dopamine during a conversation, any information is going to be robustly processed by the person you're talking to. It makes the brain perk up, pay attention, and process conversations better. You not only give your conversation partner more enjoyment, you are also assigned more significance, which increases your memorability. So the question is, how do you spark dopamine during a conversation? Well, you'll find that out in the next video.